Well, hello everybody. Here we are. We are going to be doing some shrimp peeling and deveining. So you can buy your shrimp either peeled and deveined, or you can buy them with the shell on it. Now me, I like to buy them with the shell. For the simple reason is the shell, what's so funny? The shell is delicious and I use it to make sauces. So if you take the shells and throw them out, that's a bad thing. Right, Emily?
Right.
Save the shells.
Save the shells.
You're going to put them in a pan nice and hot.
Okay.
You can get them all colored. You can put a little butter in there. You draw out all that flavor. You make an amazing stock or an amazing sauce with the shells. The shells have a lot of flavor. So now we're going to peel them. So
let's first tell people what kind of shrimp these even are. What size are they? Where are they from? Large shrimp?
I bought these from our harvest. These are Gulf shrimp.
Because I used to work in a seafood market in high school, so I know that there are different types of shrimp.
Yes. Okay. So what kind of shrimps are these, Emily?
I think I'd say they're U16, maybe a large or a medium.
I never know the right size. They're always U16 means how many are in a pound. It's a whole thing. So. But the most important thing is, so the first time I was like, okay, we got to devein shrimp. Emily looked at me and goes, well, do you have a deveiner? Do you have a deveiner in the house? I can't do it unless I have a deveiner, because that's the way I used to do it at the seafood shop where I used to work over there in Hampton Bays. Is that what
Hampton Bays.
Hampton Bays.
Yes, when I was in high school, I worked at a seafood store.
Yes, you know, she was in high school, she worked, okay? Just keep that in mind. So what this thing does is it's a little pointy thing, and it's not sharp at all, but you stick it basically in the back of it here. It's basically where all the poop is. You got to clean the poop out. It's like it's a 2 for 1.
We call it the innards.
You take the shell out. You take the shell off. You take the little legs off on the inside. And what you've done is you've cut open the back for the innards, and then you can just. What I do is I'll deshell them all, and then I'll just rinse these, and then that usually just comes falling out. But I like to keep the little tail on because for a couple of reasons. One, when you cook it, they get crispy and crunchy. I like the flavor. I eat the tail. Or some people can just pick it up, pop them in their mouth, and they use it as a little handle, for cocktails. So, right, exactly. So now, Emily, are you going to start doing this like you used to do in high school, wherever you actually worked?
I did.
By the way, if you don't have one of those fancy tools, I also have a paring knife. It's a little tiny serrated knife. I just cut the back of the shell lightly, like so, and it does the same thing as the fancy tool that Emily needs to do with this.
And you can get it at any supermarket. It's very easy, very affordable.
It is. It's very affordable, very easy. It makes life a little bit easier for the non, you know. And look, see, these are the innards. You want to get those out because they're just not that they're bad. You could.
They're gross. No one wants to look at that. No one wants to eat it.
They're just a little gritty.
They're gross.
Ugh, okay. Look at that. Okay. So we have a 6-top tonight. That means everybody here in quarantine is having dinner, so we need all these shrimp done.
Okay, good luck.
All right, so how's that going?
I got 2.
How's your
And it's very easy.
So
one thing, one
scoop.
One scoop, peel it out, and you're done.
Also, if you do want to take the tail off, let me just show you real quick. Another way to do it, you can take your finger and just go into where the legs are, peel that off, and I'll just peel it like this. Now this way you're not actually, the good thing about doing it with the knife the other way I did it, is you actually cut the back of it open to get the innards out. But you could just peel them like this, and then to get the tail off, just pinch and pop, and it comes right out. So shrimp are pretty easy to deal with, but now the problem with that is now I have to go back and cut the back open to get the innards out. But some of them, they don't have anything in there sometimes. Sometimes I guess they pooped before they got killed.
If people want to butterfly their shrimp, what is that?
Sometimes they butterfly their shrimp. Yeah, that means they just cut them in half and they cook quicker. But the problem is I find that they dry out too that way a lot. So I'd rather have a nice, plump,
well, we're doing it. We might as well talk about cooking the shrimp, right?
Well, let's talk about where you're getting your shrimp. Let's talk about where you're getting your shrimp too. So these are Gulf shrimp, which means they're from the Gulf. I have a very big problem with shrimp that come from other countries. I just don't think I don't think it's a good idea because
you like Gulf shrimp.
I like Gulf shrimp. I don't trust how shrimp are raised in some places, other countries, and something like that. So a good healthy shrimp, I feel, is a Gulf shrimp. So I do that. So cooking them. What I'll do with these tonight is I'm gonna probably get a pan really, really hot. I like to get a good sear. I like the caramelization on the outside of the shrimp. It gives it some really, I think it gives it a lot of flavor. You could poach the shrimp, poaching the shrimp. Now here's something interesting. So you know when you get shrimp cocktail?
Yes.
And sometimes they're like pinker than other times? Mm-hmm. Well, because the real way you should do shrimp cocktail, you get a courtbouillon going, which is basically a courtbouillon.
A courtbouillon?
Yeah, courtbouillon. It's basically some
English,
lemon juice, some flavoring. You put some onion there, some lemon juice, some things like that, and you poach your shrimp. I like to poach them with the skin on because remember all that flavor I was talking about? The flavor stays on the shrimp, and then you peel them afterwards. Don't peel them before. But I know it's a lot more work, so it's one of those things because a lot of people just buy peeled and deveined shrimp, and they're a lot easier.
I was going to say a lot of people also buy frozen shrimp. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I got to tell you that I would say that even if you go to the market, I can pretty much guarantee you that all shrimp you buy, unless you're living down by the Gulf or right next to it, you're buying frozen shrimp because they basically freeze them on the boat because they don't last very long. So you're like if you go to Chinatown in New York and you see those places that are selling shrimp, they just thaw those shrimp out and put them out there. That's all there is to it. I mean,
Okay.
Some people don't know all that stuff, but shrimp are great. I mean, they're easy to deal with. I think that you should probably not be scared of cooking them because
cleaning them.
It's hard to screw it up, really. What else do you want to know about shrimp, Emily?
I don't know, any other tips we can give viewers at home?
Eat shrimp. You get it in your hair?
Yeah.
That's always tasty.
I think we've got all the tips we can talk about shrimp
Well,
today.
I don't know. Well, maybe somebody will, when you see the video, if you have any questions, write to us. Obviously, there's a million recipes for shrimp. It's a delicious thing. All right. See you guys later.
See you later.
We're going to be here.